New York City, a city full of life. But in the shadows, it's a different story. Behind every alley, beneath every street, inside every old building, there's something waiting, something watching, the kind of stories they don't put in the headlines. Some call them myths, some say they ain't real, but once you hear them, once you see them, it's already too late. Welcome to Urban Nightmares, where the city's darkest secrets come to life. Yo, listen up, because I'm about to take you on a ride through the concrete jungle where dreams get chewed up and spit out like day-old pizza. This ain't your average bedtime story, nah. This is New York City, baby, where the shadows got teeth and the streets, they'll eat you alive. So, picture this. It's 3 a.m. in the heart of Brooklyn. The bodega cat's the only one out here clocking hours, and the subway's screaming like it's got a vendetta. Somewhere off Flatbush, there's this old brownstone, right? The kind of place you walk past and your grandma'd cross herself, saying, nah, baby, that building's got bad juju. But tonight, some fool named Marcus thought it'd be a bright idea to check it out. Marcus, he's a Queens kid, you know, thinks he's tough because he survived a rat the size of a chihuahua in his basement. But this brownstone, nah, this was a whole nother level of messed up. The door creaked open like it was begging him to come in, and the air, thick like the city itself was holding its breath. Inside, the walls were bleeding wallpaper, peeling off like skin after a bad sunburn. The floorboards groaned under his Timbs, and every step felt like the house was whispering, "Get out, kid, while you still got the chance." But Marcus, nah, he's stubborn, like that one friend who always says, I'm good, even when they're clearly not. Then, out of nowhere, he hears it, a sound. Not the usual city noise, nah, this was something else. Like nails on a chalkboard, but worse. Like something was scratching its way up from the basement. Marcus froze, his heart pounding louder than the 7 train at rush hour. He tried to tell himself it was just the pipes, but deep down, he knew. This wasn't no plumbing issue. The scratching got louder, closer, and then, bam, the lights flickered. And for a split second, he saw it. A shadow, but not like any shadow you ever seen. This thing was alive, twisting and turning like it was dancing to some sick, twisted beat. Marcus bolted, but the door, gone. Just a solid wall where it used to be. Now, he's trapped, right? And the shadows getting closer, whispering stuff in a language that don't sound human. Marcus starts screaming, but the sound just gets swallowed up, like the house is feeding on his fear. And then, just when he thinks it's over, the floor opens up, and he's falling into nothing but darkness. The next morning, the sun comes up like nothing happened. The brownstone's still there, quiet as a church mouse. But Marcus, gone, vanished, like he never existed. And if you ask around the neighborhood, folks will tell you, yeah, that building, it's hungry, always has been. So next time you're walking through the city and you see something that don't feel right, don't be a hero. Because in New York, the monsters don't hide under your bed. They're right there in the streets waiting for their next meal. Stay sharp, y'all. Yo, gather round, because this one's straight out of the underground. You ever been on the NYC subway and felt like something was off, like the train was moving too fast, or the lights were flickering just a little too long? Nah, This ain't no MTA complaint. This is about the E train that never stops. So, back in 2009, there was this dude named Javier, worked late nights at a bodega in Queens, slinging sandwiches and dealing with drunks. One night, after closing up, he hops on the E train at Roosevelt Avenue, heading home to Jamaica. The platform's dead empty because it's like 2 a.m. and the city's finally taking a breath. The train pulls up and something feels weird. The lights inside are dim, like they're running on a prayer, and the seats are all empty, not a soul in sight. Javier shrugs it off. He's tired, right? Just wants to get home. He gets on, and the doors slam shut behind him like they're in a hurry. At first it's normal. The train rattles through the tunnels, stopping at the usual spots. Jackson Heights, Elmhurst, Woodhaven. But then something changes. Javier notices the stops are coming too fast, like the train's skipping stations. He looks out of the window, and the platforms are dark. No lights, no people, just shadows. He starts getting antsy, Tries to check his phone, but it's dead. No signal, no nothing. And the train is picking up speed, screeching through the tunnels like it's trying to outrun something. Javier's heart's pounding now, because he realizes he ain't seen a single person since he got on. Then the lights flicker, and when they come back on, the train's empty. Like, empty. No conductor, no passengers, not even a rat. Just Javier, the seats, and this feeling in his gut like he's being watched. He starts moving through the cars, trying to find someone, anyone. But every car he steps into is the same. Dark, empty, and cold. And the train is still moving, faster and faster, like it's heading straight for hell. Finally, Javier reaches the front car. The door is locked, but through the window he sees something that makes his blood run cold. The conductor's seat ain't empty. There's something sitting there, but it ain't human. It's all shadow, like a silhouette cut out of the night, and it's staring right at him. The train jerks, and Javier falls back. When he looks up, the thing's gone, and the train's slowing down. The lights flicker again, and when they come back on, the train's pulling into Jamaica Station. Javier bolts out of there, not looking back. The next day, he asks around, trying to figure out what the hell happened. But nobody's heard of an E train running that late, and the MTA's got no record of it. Javier swears it was real, though. Says he'll never ride this subway again. So, next time you're on the E train late at night, keep your eyes open. Because if the lights flicker and the seats go empty, you might just be on the train that never stops. Alright, listen up. This one's short but spooky as hell. It's about this building on 55th Street, right? One of those old pre-war joints with creaky floors and an elevator that's seen better days. So, there's this girl, Mia. She's working late at her office on the 12th floor, grinding like the rest of us. By the time she's done, it's past midnight and the building's dead quiet. She heads to the elevator, pressing the button like she's done 1,000 times before. The doors open and it's empty. Just the flickering light and that weird hum the old elevator makes. Mia steps in, hits the button for the lobby, and the doors start closing. But then, right before they shut, a hand shoots through the gap. Mia freezes. The doors open again, and there's a dude standing there. He's wearing a suit, but it's all wrong, like too old-fashioned, And his face, blank. No expression, no nothing. He steps in without a word, and the doors close. The elevator starts moving, but something feels off. Mia's trying not to look at him, but she can feel him staring at her. The numbers on the panel are going down, but slower than usual. 10, 9, 8. Then the elevator stops. Not at a floor, just stops. The light flickers, and when it comes back on, the dude's gone. Mia's freaking out now, pressing buttons, but nothing works. The panel's dead. Suddenly the elevator starts moving again, but it's going up. 9, 10, 11. Mia's pounding on the doors, screaming for help, but nobody's coming. Finally, it stops at the 12th floor. The doors open, and Mia bolts out. She looks back, and the elevator's empty again. The light's steady, and the hum's normal, like nothing happened. The next day, she asks the super about the dude in the suit. He goes pale and tells her, that elevator's been broken for years. Ain't nobody riding it after dark. So, next time, you're working late in one of these old buildings, take the stairs, because you never know who or what might be riding with you. Yo, if you're digging these twisted tales and creepy vibes, you gotta hit that subscribe button and join the crew over at The Unusual Hour. This is where the weird gets wild and the ordinary gets obliterated. We're dropping new stories every week, so don't sleep on it. Unless you want to wake up in a nightmare, smash that like button if this story gave you chills. And drop a comment telling me what freaked you out the most. And hey, if you've got a story of your own that's too strange to stay hidden, slide into my DMs. I might just feature it in the next video. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your doors locked, and your curiosity alive. This is The Unusual Hour, signing off. Stay sharp, y'all.
The midnight hour has passed, and my attendants have all retired. Your lord, I will be addressed as the honor of my blood demands it. Ha 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 ha!